Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers showcase video. In today's video, I'm once again taking a look at one of your designs that you have linked me in the comment section of one of my videos. And if you wish to see something of yours shown on this channel, just leave me the Steam Workshop link somewhere and I'll eventually get around to it. But for the day, we're looking at another small block ship that puts the new items from the latest update and the Sparks of the Future DLC pack to very good use. Yes, we're looking at the G37 Solaris, which is this lovely thing right here. So this is a relatively small ship that does have a small interior to go along with it. It's got hinges which have solar panels that can move on it, got a bunch of the new reskinned thrusters, and we feature all three types of thrusters, so we are good for absolutely everywhere. Pressing F10 and finding it in the spawn menu. Just come around to here past all my stuff, there it is. This ship is 1,468 small blocks using the Sparks of the Future DLC pack, and like usual we got all the important information written in the description. So coming out of that, we're going to have a quick look around the outside, then we'll go on the inside and fly it around for a bit. So at the very front here, this is what we get. We've got a very flat faced front, where we have a camera and a small glass piece to view inside our bridge and general living quarters. As we move around the side here, we're going to see a lot of great block work and our small block sliding door. As we move along the body, we've got some more grey blocks, but this time we've got two red stripes going through it. And then we come across to our first thruster wing, where we've got some hydrogen thrusters, some reskinned ion thrusters, a reloadable rocket launcher, atmospheric thrusters, and a whole lot more. These new reskinned thrusters do add a hell of a lot to the look of a ship. All these wires going everywhere, it looks absolutely fantastic when those thrusters are firing and start to make everything glow up. Yes, we have a spotlight right there. Then as we move around the side below our solar panel wing, got ourselves a turret, another atmospheric thruster with a camera on it, and then moving all the way around to the back, we've got some more ion thrusters, atmospheric thrusters, and hydrogen thrusters. And this is what it looks like without my light on. So there we go. Then if I was just to come up to here very quickly, we have some blocks coming across our main body just to cover the tops of our thrusters, which then have a hinge which comes all the way up and across, with another hinge built into it that comes onto our solar wings. These wings can be folded up when we're ready to land to make sure we don't take up much room on the landing pad, and it is fun to watch these wings fold up, knowing that they're not rotors and they won't spontaneously explode for no reason. Yes, moving all the way around to the back of the ship, this is our main thrust. So we've got 3 large hydrogen thrusters and 4 large ion thrusters with a bunch of atmospherics, small ion, small hydrogen dotted around. We have a camera right there which is sitting on a hydrogen engine, along with a beacon right below that. If we come below the ship right now, we see even more thrusters. We've got 2 batteries right there. Then on the main body, we've got a small dip going into another hydrogen engine and a connector just below it. On our thruster wings there, look at all of them. If I turn the light off there, it does look bloody fantastic. And if I was to turn the sun to come all the way around here, just hit it with a little bit of shadow. There we go. It does look great, those reskinned thrusters. Yeah, we can see a hydrogen tank hidden away inside there to fuel everything up. Then moving towards the front, we then got another little camera, a small grey patch which is going to be for our interior. Then we're back at the very front. Coming all the way up and above, where I'm standing, we just come across on some blocks. Let's bring that sun back around once again. There we go. Then we can come across over to here. So moving past all these thrusters, we then have a small parachute hatch just in case we mess up while entering a planet. We've got a camera there and we've got some more access points to go inside. So this access point right here is going to be for our large cargo container, so we can put some ammunition inside it for our reloadable rocket launchers and our Gatling turrets. And if we move along here, we then see the tops of our hinges. And then right at the very back there, we can see our O2 tanks and a small antenna sticking out there. So now if we just come around to here, that is pretty much it for the outside. It does look bloody fantastic at the back there. It's just those wires all coming off those new reskinned thrusters. It just adds that little bit of extra detail that the old thrusters don't have. Coming into my character, we can now head on inside through one of the sliding doors on the outside. So just disconnecting there. Let's just go and click on this and we can open it up. So on the inside here, we do not have a gravity generator. So if we accidentally click one of these lights on the side here, we're going to start walking on the wall. So not much can be done about that. On the wall here, we then got some good use of the letter blocks, which is spelling out the ship's name. And then we have some more writing right down there, which says G37, which is the prefix that goes along with the ship name. So just looking around here with my light turned off, we currently have a red light because it means we are not pressurized. We need to click this fancy little button right here, which will then sound the alarm, the lights will then change, then the area in here will then be pumped full of oxygen so I can now turn off my helmet. So now this is what it looks like with our current lighting. We can see we've got some small hydrogen tanks in there, we've got a bunch of timer blocks which is going to be for our airlock cycle. There is the sound block which made the alarm sounds, a small cryopod for us to sleep in and to recharge on, a small survival kit to respawn on, and if I duck down here we can then access another small hydrogen tank. Then we've got a small chair to sit on, an LCD screen just below our Solaris sign, telling us our hydrogen and power usage. Towards the front we've got another LCD screen which has a clock on it. Looking down we've got a remote control block which is just in front of our button for the airlock, and a small seat which we can then sit in and look around. We then have two small cargo containers on our left and right if we want to store some personal stuff. And just below us we've got some more LCD screens showing us our hydrogen and power, our speed and mouse movement, and of course our meters per second. So looking up, this is the view we get. It is quite restricted, but we have plenty of cameras all the way around the ship, so this view is not too much of an issue. So bringing up the HUD, this is what we get. So number one is going to be for our fancy new ion thrusters, which do look good when they all fire, look at that. Anyway, yes, we can press number one to turn off our ion thrusters. Number two and number three is for our boost all the way forward, so I've forgotten what it's called. Thruster override, that's the word. Number four is for our hydrogen thrusters to turn them on and off. Number 5 is for our turrets which sit on the sides. Number 6 is to switch to our reloadable rocket launchers to fire them straight forwards. 7 and 8 is for ore detector and antenna. 9 is for our beacon on and off. For tab number 2 we then got some more controls for our hydrogen thrusters where we can turn them on and off, and then thruster override on and off as well. If I bring the free camera all the way down and underneath and just put my light on, we can then press number 4, which will then deploy our landing gear to go and clamp ourselves down somewhere. Number 5 is then to lock or unlock our landing gear, with 6, 7 and 8 to be for our atmospheric thrusters, so it's the same as the hydrogen and the ion thrusters we saw earlier. Number 9 is for our parachute hatch, so for an emergency we can always just open that up and safely glide to the ground. Tab number 3 is for our power. We then got a battery to auto or to recharge, a hydrogen engine on and off, our reactors on and off, our hydrogen tanks to stock power on and off, O2 H2 generator on and off. Number 6 is our time block, which will be for our airlock, which will sound the alarms and then will allow us to open up all the doors. So you see on the bottom of the screen the O2 is now gone to none, so we're ready to open up the doors. Then we can press that again to make it all nice and airtight. 7 is for our lights on and off, 8 and 9 is for our connectors below us so we can recharge ourselves and load goods in and out. Tab number 4 is then for our cameras all the way around the ship, so we can see the front, the back, the left, the right, the top and the bottom. And then number 7 is going to be for our hinges, where we can press that and we fold our wings all the way up to make ourselves nice and neat in the event we want to land and store the ship. So let's get a better look at that. If I come around to here and press number 7, there we go, we just fold the wings all the way down using those small hinges, leaving the big hinges as a permanent angle. Let's just go and fold them all. In fact, we can make it flap like a bird. There we go. We can now flap away and hopefully fly in an atmosphere. Yes, putting that down, bring up the HUD. Tab number 5 has nothing else, so it's now time to fly this thing around. So going forwards with all our thrusters turned on, this is what we get. We've got a nice lot of speed going forwards, and stopping as well is pretty damn good. Going left and going right, we are a lot slower. Going down and going up, we are a little bit better, not as fast as going forwards, but still a hell of a lot better than going left and right. So wiggling my mouse around, this is what we get. There is a small amount of weight on this, but that does suit a small block ship. There we are, just moving around, not too much dragging going on with the mouse, it's pretty one-to-one. Yes, it's bloody good. So that is pretty much it for this video. It's a bloody fantastic ship, and I do like how these just fold up. It's such a simple thing, but it does amuse me a lot. Yes, there's not too much else to talk about. I do love those reskin thrusters, and the overall ship design is great. So if you wish to download and play around with this ship yourself, there'll be a link to it in the description below, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.